this video is made in response to It's Daffy's message. Thank you, It's Daffy, for your message. Unfortunately, I cannot make a template for emails because the questions are all very different. However, I'm going to do something else instead. Welcome to English Step by Step. My name is Miss Wee. I make free video lessons for English first and second language. So I have a selection of 4 questions here. The first one says, you have recently been to a new shopping mall. You enjoyed it, but you had a small problem during your visit. Write an email to a friend about your visit to the shopping mall. In your email, you should say what you liked about your visit to the shopping mall. Describe the problem you had during your visit. Make a plan for you and your friend to visit the shopping mall together. Let's look at another one. You have recently decided to start writing your own blog. Write an email to a friend about this. In your email, you should explain why you would like to start writing your own blog. Say how you will make your blog different from others you have read. Describe what might be challenging about writing your blog. Another one, you recently attended an interesting weekend course for teenagers. Write an email to a friend about the weekend course. In your email, you should give information about the course, explain why you wanted to do the course, and say how the course could be better. Last one, you recently borrowed your cousin's jacket for an event. While you were wearing the jacket, you damaged it. Write an email to your cousin about this. In your email, you should describe the event you needed the jacket for, explain how you damaged the jacket, and say what you're going to do about the damage. Now, as you can see, the questions are all very different, and that's why it's very difficult to come up with a template. However, I hope that you have noticed a similarity between these 4 questions. So the question usually requires you to write to a friend and sometimes to a relative. So the register is informal. So I will come up with an introductory and conclusion paragraph for you that is informal, and you can pick and choose which ones you like. We're going to look at this email question that I did in another video. If you're interested in how to plan and develop, please click the link up here to get to that video. Last month, you won a competition to meet a famous person. Yesterday, you finally met them. Write an email to a friend telling them about this. In your email, you should explain what you had to do to win the competition, describe your meeting with the famous person, and say how you felt after meeting this person. I won't go through the planning because I did that in the other video already, but I highly recommend that you visit that video because I also have a sample candidate response and examiner comments, which will be very useful. And I think I also looked at the mark scheme. If you want to understand the mark criteria better, you should definitely visit that video. I won't read this to you now, but I'm showing you this because later we're going to use some of my suggestions and change the introduction and conclusion. If you want to read this, you can pause the video. So if you're interested in the full email writing process, please look for this video. I have already shared the link earlier. Before I give you the sample introductory and concluding paragraphs, let's have a look at this. In IGCSE ESL paper, which is the 0510 or 0511, the email task is almost always informal, written to a friend or a relative, unlike a cousin. The first paragraph usually greets the friend or relative and mentions the purpose of the email. And the last paragraph typically wraps up warmly and encourages a reply. So now I'm going to give you 10 samples for introductions and conclusions. Here we have the introductory or first paragraph of the email. So you can have, hi, your friend's name. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to write and tell you about, and then insert the topic here. Or, hey, your friend's name. How's everything going? I thought I would drop you a quick email to share some exciting news about, and the topic here. Dear, friend's name again. It's been a while since we last spoke. I wanted to catch up and let you know all about the topic. Hi, friend's name. Hope all is good with you. I'm writing because I have something really interesting to tell you about. Insert your topic. Hey, friend's name. So notice that the comma is after your friend's name, not before. How have you been lately? I couldn't wait to tell you about and the topic. It's been on my mind all day. Hi, friend's name. I hope everything's going great. I'm writing this email because I wanted to share my thoughts on the topic. Hey, friend's name, comma. It's been so long. I hope you're doing fine. I'm emailing you to tell you more about and then the topic. Dear friend's name, I was just thinking about you and thought I should write. I've got some news about the topic that I think you will love. Hi, friend's name, comma. What's new with you? I'm reaching out to tell you about the topic and I can't wait to hear what you think. Hey, friend's name, this is the final one. I hope school or work isn't too stressful. I wanted to write and share some updates about and then insert the topic. Now we have some samples for last paragraphs or concluding paragraph. Anyway, that's all for now. Let me know what you think when you can. Can't wait to hear back from you. Write soon. Hope to hear your thoughts soon. Take care and speak soon. I'm looking forward to your reply. Tell me all your news too. That's it for now. Write back when you have time. Hope you're as excited about this as I am. Talk soon. Drop me an email when you can. I would love to hear your opinion. Looking forward to catching up properly soon. Take care. Can't wait to hear what you think. Bye for now. Hope everything's going great with you. Write back soon. So here I have, hi, Sarah. So that's the name of my friend and then comma. I've inserted the first sample introduction and the second sample concluding paragraph. Let's listen to this email.
Hi, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to write and tell you about meeting Jenny from Blackpink. There was an international K-pop dance competition in Kuala Lumpur last month, and I couldn't resist entering. When they revealed that the grand prize was meeting Jenny, I was determined, practicing day and night to perfect my routine. Although I felt nervous on the day of the competition, my confidence prevailed, so I wasn't entirely surprised when they announced I had won. After what seemed like an eternity of anticipation, the big day arrived, and we met at a dance studio. We even choreographed a dance together. Can you imagine? Reporters were present, capturing everything and posting it on social media. I can hardly express how exhilarating the experience was. Now, I'm more motivated than ever to take my dance classes seriously. I wish you had been there with me. I miss dancing with you. Can't wait to hear back from you. Write soon. Best wishes, Jacinta.
So you can see that the introductory paragraph and the concluding paragraph fits in nicely. You can memorize any of them to use if you're not sure what to write and you think that you might get stuck during the exam. So here are some tips for you. Always start warmly and state the purpose early. And then end your email by encouraging a reply. Keep the tone friendly, casual, and natural because an email is informal, so don't be too formal. For those who are aiming for an A star or full marks, I have some advanced introductions and conclusions. These paragraphs will include some advanced vocabulary. They will also include some advanced sentence structure. If you have looked at the marking criteria, you will know that examiners are looking for these things: more sophisticated vocabulary and more complex sentence structures. So let me read them to you. I hope this email finds you well. I thought I would reach out to share some exciting developments regarding topic, which I believe you will find fascinating. So I've omitted the hi because I think you already know that. How have you been? It's been far too long since we caught up, and I couldn't wait to tell you about the topic which has been occupying my mind lately. So this is a compound complex sentence. I trust you're doing brilliantly. I'm writing to fill you in on the topic, something I'm genuinely thrilled to share with you. Hope life's treating you kindly. I'm dropping you a quick email because I've experienced something recently related to the topic, and I simply had to tell you all about it. I've been meaning to email you for ages. I finally found a moment to sit down and tell you about the topic, which I know you will find incredibly interesting. I hope you're thriving and enjoying whatever you're up to these days. So I'm using some advanced vocabulary. I just wanted to let you in on some news about the topic that I think you will really appreciate. It suddenly occurred to me that you would be the perfect person to share this with. I've recently had an experience connected to the topic and couldn't wait to hear your thoughts. How's everything going? I thought it would be lovely to reconnect and also tell you about the topic, which has turned out to be far more exciting than I had anticipated. Again, advanced sentence structure and sophisticated vocabulary. I was reminiscing about all our conversations and thought you'd be curious to hear about the topic as it's something right up your street. So we have complex sentence structures and less common vocabulary. And here are some advanced conclusions. Anyway, that's all from me now. I can't wait to hear your take on it when you have a moment. Please do write back whenever you get the chance. You can see some uncommon punctuation here. I'm genuinely eager to hear what you think about all this. I would love to know if you've had any similar experiences. Looking forward to catching up properly very soon. Well, that's the latest from my side. Drop me a message when you can. Again, it would be great to hear your news too. Take care and don't forget to tell me everything that's been going on with you as well. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. So this is also very uncommon. Your opinions always mean a lot to me. Hope you're as excited about this as I am. I will be waiting to hear all your updates too. Anyway, I will leave you to it. Wishing you all the best and hoping we can chat more soon. Can't wait to hear back from you. Until then, take care and enjoy every moment. That's all for now. Write soon and let's not leave it so long next time. So some are not so advanced, but these are some less common punctuations that you can use. So a word of warning, if your level is not very advanced, I would not suggest you using the advanced introductions and conclusions because it will not match your body paragraphs and it may make the examiner very suspicious. So here I've used the third introduction and the fourth conclusion from the advanced selection. Let's listen to it.
Dear Sarah, I trust you're doing brilliantly. I'm writing to fill you in on meeting Jenny from Blackpink, something I'm genuinely thrilled to share with you. There was an international K-pop dance competition in Kuala Lumpur last month, and I couldn't resist entering. When they revealed that the grand prize was meeting Jenny, I was determined, practicing day and night to perfect my routine. Although I felt nervous on the day of the competition, my confidence prevailed, so I wasn't entirely surprised when they announced I had won. After what seemed like an eternity of anticipation, the big day arrived, and we met at a dance studio. We even choreographed a dance together. Can you imagine? Reporters were present, capturing everything and posting it on social media. I can hardly express how exhilarating the experience was. Now, I'm more motivated than ever to take my dance classes seriously. I wish you had been there with me. I miss dancing with you. Well, that's the latest from my side. Drop me a message when you can. It would be great to hear your news too. Best wishes, Jacintha.
So as you can see, the advanced introduction and conclusion also fit in very nicely. So let's have a look at why we want to use these advanced sentence structures and less common vocabulary. So let's have a look at the mark scheme. Sorry, this is from the older syllabus, but it's very similar. We want to look at language marks here. In order to get very high language marks, you need to have a wide range of common and also less common vocabulary, which means sophisticated or advanced vocabulary. You also need to use a wide range of sentence structures, both simple and complex. And that's why I've designed the introductory paragraph and the concluding paragraph in order to have these elements. I hope that you have found this helpful. If so, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also check out my other videos. If you have questions, drop them in the comment box below. If you need tutoring, you can contact me here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.